Ha ha! Well, I saw Vosh continue to kind of. It's not even just Fed posting. It's a step above Fed posting. It's just basically saying we need to take over the government and we need to have like a new Reconstruction era government to like crush any sort of fascist elements in the country. Um, he also talked, of course, about which is something that Bo the Fifth Column has talked about as well, which is community organizing, and or community defense, right? Talk to your neighbors, and you can fight fascism, this and that. The thing is, this man is how do you go about that? They never explain that. I guess they figure that you're not going to be a complete autist and go up to them and be like, "Hey, if fascists come and attack, you're going to help me, right?" I mean, I mean, I'm somewhat joking, but I'm also somewhat serious because some of these folks are really super autistic. I also don't trust most of my neighbors, so there you go. But anyway, it's such a silly type of thing because basically what a lot of these folks have left out, of course, is that gangs are a thing, especially when you get to like bigger cities like Chicago, Los Angeles. And I know people are going to tell me, "Oh, it's only 1%. Oh, it's only this small percentage of people." Yeah, yeah, that's true. But the thing is, though, you don't need that many. The reality is this: is that there's a lot of LARP going on because of this alleged presumed deal on Roe v. Wade, and they see it as like the end of the world. They see it as like going back to a whole other time, and it's like, no. You give Republicans way, way too much credit, you know. But back to the main point: community organizing. The thing is, people just, I mean, they seem to forget what happened at Chaz. They seem to forget this autonomous zone. Did they try to make peace with their neighbors? Did they? No. Oh no, no. They attacked, residents, or they attacked businesses. They openly didn't allow cops to come in, this and that. It was a LARP fest. It was a LARP fest. And it could be 2 years or it could be 20 years. I don't think lefties really give a fuck about their communities. They really don't. Um, they are far too edgy and LARPy. It's like, yeah, you could say the same for the far right, but it's like, we saw Chaz. Everybody saw Chaz. When you see about community organizing, and you're just like, oh, yeah, that's what they mean. That's genuinely what they mean. They can go ahead and hide it. They can go ahead and pretend it doesn't exist that way. But yeah, that is the truth. That's what they want. It's oh man, I've backed up off the rhetoric of like a civil war is going to occur because I don't think it's going to happen. I think that as much as bad as people say it's going to get, most people aren't going to be involved in a civil conflict in the United States. I'm going to reverse what I said before. A lot of it was just LARP and just like, so and so is going to take this area and all this. It's LARP, and getting an actual job and growing up a little bit. I feel like it's unrealistic. Um, and it goes back to the idea of instigators and the idea of folks who will push you into a lot of bullshit, and they're not going to be responsible for you. They're going to say, "Oh, well, I didn't know they were going to do that. Just because I said those things doesn't mean that, they were going to shoot up someplace or whatever. We didn't know about that. You know, it's all ridiculousness. It really is. It's all ridiculousness at this point. It's all just pointless arguing. Um, so when you see these folks who are like, "Yeah, we're gonna community organize," and or whatever, talk to your neighbors and shit like that. Realize that they don't want to talk to their neighbors, and it's like if their neighbor was any bit conservative, or if their neighbor was any bit religious, they just wouldn't talk to them, or they would just argue with them and spurg out, and think that they're gonna have like a debate with them Vosh style, and they're just going to alienate themselves further. Yeah, far right folks could do that too, absolutely, and they can alienate themselves. I'm not going to sit here and try to, cover for them or whatever. No, no, no. It's just a lot of folks today are just LARPers. People who are really deep into this political shit are just LARPing fools. And at this point, like I say, you can go ahead and say, oh, well, I'm this or I'm that. But at this point, I don't care. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I think I've always said that. I've also said to the point that, yeah, okay, just a moment. So I'll just go ahead and wrap it up here and just say, be careful of what you get involved with and who you get involved with. And see you later. Goodbye.